So I'll be explaining what is true positive rate and what is false positive rate and its intuition. Okay. So what I'm supposed to do? So you might have heard of this thing in AUC ROC curve, right? So you might have heard of precision and recall. It is there, but what is this? Okay, and why do we actually have it in AUC ROC curve? So the reason that we have is like the more you have seen this curve, the more this is on the upside, the better it is called, right? So this on x-axis we have true positive rate, on y-axis we have false positive rate. Okay, so so what is actually true positive rate? It is actually, funnily, it is also recall, and also intuitively you can say true positive upon true positive plus false negative. Okay, so what is it actually telling us? See, what happens is that when we actually discover true positives, so it's actually rate. Okay, so when it's actually discovering more of true positives, more and more of positive examples, when we are discovering more of positive examples, negative examples or false positives also start coming into play. Okay, so what do we want? We want to discover more and more of this true positive and less of this thing. Okay, less and less, so that this rate actually is high. Okay, so this is actually high when it is over here. Okay, and what is false positive rate? So false positive rate is nothing but it is false positive rate. It is telling us what is false positive. It is telling us about a discovery of false positives. Okay, this is telling about discovery of true positives. It's telling about discovery of false positives. So it can be the false positives plus true negative. Now you might be wondering, why do we actually have it over here, like false positives and false negative over here in the down, and why not true negative over here? So the reason being, when we have more and more of false negatives, right? So false negative is more like it is more like actually which is actually being discarded, which is actually the positive samples which is being discarded. Okay, positive samples being discarded. Okay, we want less and less of this thing. Okay, and the reverse is over here. We want less and less of this thing, and more we want the classifier to discover more and more of true negatives. So the key word is discovery. Why? Because as and when classifier is growing, it is, we are trying to discover खजाने से वो निकाल रहे हैं क्या true positives and and false true negatives. Okay,